This is What Makes America with Timmy.
Hey y'all, this is the 4th episode of What Makes America. You already know my name, right? It's right there on the screen. Well, anyway, in this episode, we will cover the West area of the US. There are conflicting definitions of which states comprise the West Coast of the United States, but the West Coast always includes California, Oregon, and Washington as part of that definition. Under most circumstances, however, the term encompasses the 3 contiguous states in Alaska, as they are all located in North America. For census purposes, Hawaii is part of the West Coast, along with the other 4 states. The history of the West Coast begins with the arrival of the earliest known humans of the Americas, Paleo-Indians, crossing the Bering Strait from Eurasia into North America over a land bridge, Beringia, that existed between 45,000 BCE and 12,000 BCE. Small, isolated groups of hunter-gatherers migrated alongside herds of large herbivores far into Alaska. Between 16,500 BCE and 13,500 BCE, ice-free corridors developed along the Pacific coast and valleys of North America and possibly by sea. Alaska natives and California indigenous peoples eventually descended from the Paleo-Indians. They developed various languages and established trade routes. Later, Spanish, British, French, Russian, and American explorers and settlers began colonizing the area. The West Coast was officially incorporated into the United States in 1848 through the establishment of the Oregon Territory. And in 1850, through the admission of California to the Union, the Oregon Territory was previously jointly administered by the United States and the United Kingdom as part of the Oregon Country, and its boundary was established by the Oregon Treaty in 1846. In 1853, the Washington Territory was split from the Oregon Territory, and these territories were admitted as the West Coast states of Oregon in 1859, and Washington in 1889. The West Coast of the United States has an oceanic climate in its northern, and eastern edge towards the U.S.-Canada border. But from Northern California towards the U.S.-Mexico border, the climate is Mediterranean. While the northern half of the West Coast, particularly coastal Washington and Oregon, has moderate rainfall. Particularly during the winter months, much of coastal California is drier year-round. California's history, first as a major Spanish colony, and later as Mexican territory, has given the lower West Coast a distinctive Hispanic-American tone, which it also shares with the rest of the Southwest. Similarly, 2 of the 3 cities in which Asian Americans have concentrated, San Francisco and Los Angeles, are located on the West Coast. With significant populations in other West Coast cities, San Francisco's Chinatown, the oldest in North America, is a noted cultural center. The western United States has been populated by Native Americans since at least 11,000 years ago. When the first Paleo-Indians arrived, pre-Columbian trade routes to kingdoms and empires such as the Mound Builders existed in places such as Yellowstone. National parks since around 1000 AD, major settlement of the Western Territories developed rapidly in the 1840s, largely through the Oregon Trail and the California Gold Rush of 1840. California experienced such a rapid growth in a few short months that it was admitted to statehood. In 1850, without the normal transitory phase of becoming an official territory, one of the largest migrations in American history occurred in the 1840s, as the Latter-day Saints left the Midwest to build a theocracy in Utah. Both Omaha, Nebraska, and St. Louis, Missouri, laid claim to the title, Gateway to the West. During this period, Omaha, home to the Union Pacific Railroad and the Mormon Trail, made its fortunes on outfitting settlers. St. Louis built itself upon the vast fur trade in the West before its settlement. Since the mid-1970s, historians of the West have emphasized the World War II years as a major watershed, as the region experienced enormous social and economic change and became the pace-setter for societal evolution. The population soared, especially in metropolitan areas, as a result of massive expansion of the manufacture of airplanes, ships and munitions, and of military and naval training facilities. Well, join us this Sunday for the last episode of What Makes America. This episode was longer because the West of America is very long. All right, we'll see you later.
What Makes America is sponsored by America 250. Learn more at America250.org.